Let's make something clear. You can never lose. Not if you're really paying attention to the way life works. See, the world will try to convince you otherwise. It'll say, you lost the job. You lost the relationship. You missed your moment. But those aren't losses. They're redirects. They're refinements. They're the exact detours you didn't want, but absolutely needed. Because what you lost wasn't the thing. What you lost was the illusion. The illusion that comfort was success. That being chosen was worth self-abandonment. That your path had to look like theirs to be valid. You didn't lose. You leveled. You learned how to breathe when the rug got pulled out. You learned who stayed when the lights dimmed. You learned what parts of you had been silenced, stuffed down, played small, just to keep other people comfortable. And now you know how to stand even when the foundation shifts. Now you've seen how strong you are without the job title, the relationship label, the social validation. Now you know you can rebuild from zero and still rise. That's not a loss. That's a win you had to earn the hard way. There's this idea that success means never falling, never failing, never fumbling. But real ones know. Winning means getting back up with wider eyes. You win when you realize rejection is protection. You win when you stop settling just to avoid being alone. You win when you start trusting that even the endings are part of the build-up. And yeah, it hurts sometimes. Let's be honest. Losing people you loved hurts. Losing time in a situation that went nowhere hurts. Losing momentum hurts. But here's the difference. Pain doesn't mean you lost. It means you're becoming. Becoming someone who can hold more. Who can feel deeply and still move forward. Who can make peace with what didn't happen. And still make magic with what does. Let me ask you this. What if you never lost anything? What if everything that fell apart actually fell into place? What if the things that left didn't leave you empty, but created space? Space for what's real, what's whole, what's aligned with the version of you haven't even fully stepped into yet. You didn't lose, you released. And now you're lighter, now you're sharper. Now you're walking with eyes that don't just see opportunities, they discern them. The world wants you to believe that your worth is tied to your wins. But your real worth is revealed in your recovery. How you bounce back, how you grow anyway, how you still believe after the fall. That's where your power lives. That's where your elevation begins. So next time life tries to knock you sideways, remember, you don't break. You bend. You adapt. You pivot. And you come back stronger every single time. Because even when it looks like a loss, even when it feels like you're falling behind, even when everything you counted on crumbles, you're not losing. You're learning. You're realigning. You're healing. You're rising. And every step of that process is a win that no one can take from you. So let them count you out. Let them watch from a distance. Let them say, she changed. Yes, you did. And that change is undefeated. You can't lose. Not when your comeback is built on lessons. Not ego. Not when your peace matters more than appearances. Not when you understand that your life doesn't revolve around being liked or understood. It revolves around being whole. You don't chase what's not aligned. You don't cling to what's expired. You don't beg for what can't match your energy. That's not losing. That's self-respect. So here's the shift. You're not falling behind. You're falling into place. You're not being left behind. You're being set apart. You're not losing. You're learning how to win in ways that don't depend on applause or outside approval. You can't lose, because every version of you that's risen from pain, from pressure, from silence, was proof that the win was never just the outcome. It was always you. Subscribe if you're walking into every season knowing, I never lose. I learn. I grow. I elevate. This is persistent elevation. And around here, we don't lose. We lead.